Hey, what's up, fellow traders? I hope you guys had a great day today. I hope you've done good this week. Everybody made it over the hump. It's all downhill from here. So I wish you guys nothing but green, a field of green. Um, like I said earlier this week, I want to share a message with you. And as I mentioned before, all of these messages that I share is something that came up in one of my mentor sessions that I feel like I want to share with everybody. And this was a pretty powerful session that this came out of. And what I'm saying here is that nothing in trading is permanent. Nothing in trading is permanent. But wait for it. Wait for it. Change. Change is permanent in the market. The market changes every day. The ebb and flow, the financial instruments that, are hot, the stocks that are hot, everything. As Mark Douglas used to say, every moment in the market is unique. And what he was saying was that, you've got to have this mindset shift because it's crucial in developing the mental discipline you needed to be a successful trader. Because what it does is it leads you to be at peace with any outcome that you may have on your trade. And understanding that no two trades are the same. Regardless of how close they look, it's gonna be different. And the results, aren't gonna be the same. They're gonna be sporadic. So in other words, he's saying you must learn how to embrace change. Because honestly, that's the only constant in this is that the market's going to change from day to day. The market's going to change from hour to hour, sometimes minute to minute. How many times have you been looking at a chart, then you looked away and it's run away from you just that quick in a matter of seconds? Okay, that doesn't happen all the time. And when it does, it doesn't happen the same way. It may feel like it, but it doesn't. But the issue is, and what I want to point out, is that most traders never prepare themselves for that change. Most traders never prepare themselves for the changes in the market. Why? Because the way we learned, and I'm including myself in this, the way we learned was off dead charts. We learned how to identify setups and patterns and all that from a dead chart. We didn't learn how to interpret what's happening and when a pattern is starting to develop. And that's what we need to learn. Because by the time the pattern develops, it's almost too late. So we need to be able to understand, number one, this market's going to change, and no two, even though we're trading the same strategy, that strategy is not going to set up the same from day to day or from trade to trade. Okay, and if we're not prepared for that, we're going to constantly get into this loop where we think trading is just about looking for stocks or financial instruments that are hot that day to trade, then reading charts and then trying to identify setups. But if you survive the initial storm, when you got into trading, you realize, or if you have been here long enough, you should have realized trading is about you. Trading is about how you react to the market, how you manage your fear and greed, how you manage your anxiety. You know, because the market, when you get into this, it will expose your weaknesses. So instead of identifying and addressing them, most think that they need a new strategy or better indicators or the right chart study to add or to follow the hot trader at the time. The few traders that become successful eventually realize that trading success, it comes from mastering oneself. And once you do that, you can handle the change. You can deal with anything that goes on in the market. Okay, and that's very, very important. So if you stop and think about it, I know people has been in this for as long as I have, and still they haven't made more than what they put in. It's just that battle, and it's because they haven't been able to address change. They think, okay, we learned this strategy and we learn how to apply it this way, and this is the only way it's going to work. And it's not. You guys know I trade the same strategies that I traded when I was trading stocks. I use them in futures. But I understand the change. I understand how the strategy has to change, the things that I have to do to adjust to the market. My trading hours have changed. The best time to trade futures is between like 9 o'clock at night and 6 o'clock in the morning. It's the best time to trade. Now, yeah, there are opportunities that happen when the stock market opens and everybody's hot and heavy, but it's a lot more volatile and it's a lot more difficult. But we have overseas markets opening all through the night that actually create some volume and enough volatility to where it's very, very lucrative. So I knew, I had to change. That's what this is all about. So if you want to learn more and you're ready to move and take your trading to that next level, if you're tired of being where you are, the shadow mentoring program that I came up with is revolutionary. Nobody's doing it. It's really second to none. Where I'm trading right next to you. It's almost as if I'm in the same room as you trading. And it works really, really well. I haven't had anybody that has said that this just doesn't work. But it's all about learning how to embrace the change, how to understand what's happening in the market, where the shifts are, and identifying the trade opportunities as they present themselves, not after the fact or waiting until the setup is there and then try to take the trade. It's all about working with the changes in direction in the market and not letting it, mess with your anxiety. And that's what it does. Because I'm telling you, as we trade together, the market exposes your weaknesses no matter how hard you try to hide it. And we can identify and address them right then and there. So, that's where we get this. This is the most effective. So if you have any questions, email me, ed@tradingperformancespecialist.com, or you can go to the website and send me a message. And I'll get right back to you. But don't wait. You got to ask yourself, are you invested in you? Have you invested in you? And if you can't answer that question, it's about time you do. All right, so last thing I want to talk about today real quick is you guys know I started using Trade Day. It's really, really similar to Take Profit Trader, but what I want you to notice here is that, okay, one thing, and this is what trips a lot of traders up, and this is what almost tripped up one of my mentees, is when you're doing Take Profit Trader, your eval is end of day. It's an end of day drawdown. When you go to pro profit paying, it switches to intraday. It's like night and day. This is a trailing drawdown. So if you're up $200 and then you end up taking $50 profit, guess what? You just lost $150 of your drawdown. Whereas at the end of the day, it just calculates off where you are at the end of the day. And then the other thing that Trade Day has is you can do the static drawdown, which all you have to do, your profit target on a 50K account's $1,500. Your max drawdown is 500, and that stays. It doesn't trail. It just locks in. So what you need to do over the 5 days is make $1,500 without losing 500, and you're good to go. But in order to help you, you can only trade one contract or 10 micros. So I trade micros. Typically, I trade 5 micros at a time. So this still worked perfect for me. But it really just depends on what you want. The only difference that I don't like now is that they don't have a 25K. But you know, other than that, they're really, really good. They pay out fast, just like Take Profit Trader. But if you're interested, you know, I like this because you can trade. You can choose what drawdown you want. They do allow 6 accounts now. They started with 1, they went to 3, now it's 6. So, the discount code will be in the description of this video, along with the direct link if you wanted to use it. My email, if you want to email me. But don't sleep on this shadow mentoring, because it is changing traders' trading lives. I'm not gonna say it's changing their lives, but it's changing their trading life, and that's my focus. So you guys have a great rest of the evening, and I will catch up with you guys in a couple days.